Hello and welcome to the next video in this disaster series, which is about sorting out this Lego room and my life. Now what we've got to try and achieve today is actually achieve something which makes a change. We did do good last time and hopefully we'll do the same this time, but I've got a lot of stuff to move to film some stuff, which is never ideal. So quick recap of what we did in the last upload. So the last episode we managed to get this placed, we got the Daily Bugle placed, we got the Doctor Strange placed, and we are ready for the next live with regards to what we are going to do with a diorama. We've added in a little bit of water that is leaking from that. I will end up adding in a little bit of red and having a good old battle just over there. This is then there with the Hulk and Bruce Banner turning into that. Obviously we want to do some bits and pieces, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, don't do that, let's change it and mix it up. So this has to move, potentially it'll be moved within this upload. I don't know whether to do it with you or do it with you later on in the live. See, it all gets confusing. So this is all going to be sorted out over the live. It's all going to be one big diorama. The plan of this was either split it up into, each base plate was 4 different dioramas. Probably going to have a big Battle in New York diorama in the middle, and then we can have the Doctor Strange bit doing some bits and pieces in front of the Daily Bugle. We added in that into the corner. We added that up there, which, to be fair, could either stay there, it might come back down, but I don't know where that's going to go at the moment. It doesn't look too bad up there. Ideally, it needs to be on its own thing, probably above the Batman thing or something, but that's never gonna happen. Recap to how this all started. Floor fell through, all the tails were on top of each other, and it turned into an absolute disaster. But bit by bit, we are starting to get it back. Now, we have made good progress with this section over here, so a quick recap of where we got to. All of this is going to be base plated and it's going to turn into one big theme park. So we've got all of that to do. Harry Potter was in, and then it all got filled up with nonsense. That will get placed today or this week or in this episode or in the live or whatever. That still needs to be finished, so that is got to be done. I want to get that finished before I start this thing down here, which is the new modular. Ghostbusters Firehouse will stay there for now. That is going to move in today's upload as well. I want to move that and the roller coaster. That is the 2 things I want to achieve in this Lego room today. I want to get set and prepped for the live later on this afternoon, and I've got a video to film today to either get uploaded this evening or uploaded on Monday, and those Lego sets might surprise you. So what I need to do first is do a behind the scenes of the behind the scenes video like we did with me filming the Avengers Tower and the Daily Bugle. I'm going to get that filmed, get that edited. Then I've got to start moving some bits and pieces ready for the live, get the bricks and everything ready, and then we can have some fun moving some bits and bobs in here. And potentially we might be going for a road trip as well to pick up some new sets. Now, if that isn't going to be in today's upload, that will be in the following week. We have achieved something. It has been done. Lights are off. I've done the intro. I'm getting all the bits and pieces copy and pasted over, which now means these things need to be moved and be placed. Now I've got to make the decision if I do that with you now or if I do it on the live. There is a massive windstorm now coming in, which means more than likely the internet's going to get kicked off. So it might not be worth doing. But then at the same time, it might be worth doing. So I'm not 100% sure yet what way we're going through with this, but at least we have achieved something. So that is done. So I am going to be in anticipation to set up for the live, because I am copy and pasting the files over for this. I've got like 2 hours to try and set a live up and get the other video edited together and uploading in the background. I want to get that uploaded this evening to give everybody something else to watch as well. Far too confusing. I overthink this far too much. And then, like I said, I do at some point want to get this moved. Now, this is definitely not going to be happening today, but it will be happening in this upload. Or it will happen today if I don't go live. Oh, I don't know. So I need to get these back out the way because this takes up absolutely all the space. There's not much room when I'm doing the unboxing stuff because, well, there's just stuff everywhere, which is really, really annoying. But you can hear that wind picking up. It's supposed to be really, really bad today, and it's worse than the wind we had at Christmas that tore all the felt on the unboxing area, which I'm still yet to refelt because it's just been bad weather every single weekend, which is no good to anybody whatsoever. So I am, like I said, anticipation to set up for the live, and then I'll catch back up with you guys and well, something has been achieved, which is Very unusual for a Sunday. We have done this. This has been unboxed. It's all been done. It's all been sorted. I'm in the process of copying and pasting those files over. So I need to get all of that edited together and get that uploaded for this evening. And I also want to go live later on this afternoon as well. So I am going to be in the anticipation now to get all of this now set back up and tidy. Get all the bits and pieces up here. Get the other lights in here and all that kind of nonsense. I will get to about 5 to 4 when I go live. I guarantee the storm's going to get even worse and it's going to kick the internet out, which then means we're just going to carry on doing this. And like I said, I do want to get that coaster moved. Now I'm thinking that coaster goes where this is because it would look nice, but I want that carousel hidden in the corner and then maybe both coasters coming off it, and then we can have like a path going in front of it, basically creating that sort of shadow box effect where we can have a path going between the two, because as it stands right now that does not work there. And again, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that head and all that kind of thing. So once I am set up for a live that is not going to work whatsoever, we can then finally start moving and dropping some Lego sets. Right, we've now got a disaster within a disaster, because that was my live stream that has just gone down and I'm still live and I can't stop it, which is fantastic. So anybody that is watching and then you're watching this back, it wasn't me, it was the big storm that's coming through. So I'll see if that can sort itself out, and then I can just stop it whenever I can reconnect to the internet, because the wind and the rain has got really, really bad. So a quick update of what we were doing is we just literally started to get our teeth sunk into making a little display up at the top, which we have decided to put Morbius up in there because the film's so good, he deserves to get eaten and trolleyed. And then we have got Thor at the back, and then we have these up at the top, which I need to add all the stickers onto. And we were starting to make some sort of, well, some sort of progress, which would have been nice. And then you have the roller coaster that has now moved. That roller coaster was obviously just over in this corner just here. That's all been brought over, and this has been dumped here ready for the next disaster upload, which will probably carry on within this one, because I've now got nothing else that I can get on with, because this has just gone completely wrong. But it does look like we might have the internet again. So let's see if we can reconnect. So we are entering the studio. I am about to enter the studio. We are still live, 41 minutes in. See, there's nothing I can do to it. And we are back. Right, that was fun. I can't stop it. So there we go. So we are now vlogging a disaster series while live, which is brilliant. So we've lost the Lego cam. The Lego cam is completely done for. So I will turn my disaster cam off. We might, well, I say it was going to be a private three-way, but you are now being part of the disaster vlog. So this is the disaster that is going on within a disaster of a disaster. So it couldn't, this episode could not have been any worse if it tried. But what I was just telling this upload is we've just moved that and we were just doing bits and pieces up there. But I don't know if this is actually going to let people know that we are. And if people jump in on the live, they might jump in from the beginning. So we'll just make sure you're at the end of the video. So if you guys can write in the comments to make sure they skip to the current bit, that'd be fantastic. Now, what I can show off is what I was doing, is show off this. So this bit just here is our, I'm not even on it, am I? There we go. I'm holding this. I haven't added it to the stage. Right. Hang on, mute. There we go. Mute that. Turn that down. I think actually, if I just make it a little bit, is it easier or make it larger for everybody or not? So I haven't yet, but I can. So I can do that. Is that better, or is that better? Which one do you prefer? I think that's probably better, isn't it? You see more of the girth. So that's what we were doing. So what I was about to say in the disaster episode, which I am now doing parallel to this, is we were looking at this, wrapping this around. So we've just got Morbius being chomped, and then we put Thor on the back, and then he just happens to be up there. Now I do have all the other pegs and rods to do other bits and pieces. Well, that was a disaster within a disaster. It was just about to do the same thing again, so I just stopped, and it never works. The second you get cut off and come back on again, people will just be coming back to a black screen, and that is not going to work. So we'll wait for next week or the week after for that. Now, because you know what we are trying to achieve, I need to turn that echo off from here. In fact, let me just shut this software down. there we go. What we're trying to achieve is all of this over here. So I've got this light on, so we put this one on, which gives it a bit more brightness. We've got 1, 2, 3 base plates split into 4s, and then we've got all the minifigures with the rods. Now, I think what I'm going to do is get all the minifigures on the rods ready for the next live, and then insert them in different places where they can go. Because stuff like this, when you start adding it all together, it does look very, very good. Now, what I need to do is I need to get Tony falling down the front of that building. So even within the disaster video, the actual plan of attack will change. Now, Pumpkin's even come up. So she is jumped up in one of her little beds up at the top in there. So she will be out for the count in a minute. So I will not be going up and down the loft ladders because she will not be impressed with me with regards to that. Now, what I want to do is make a really nice Marvel display. But what I probably should do is tidy up all of this nonsense first. Now, the plan of attack for this, the reason why it's spun around the other way is because the plate was facing the wrong way for a start, and I couldn't be bothered to customize it and do it. But I quite like the fact of having a run of roller coasters on underneath everything, so it kind of splits up the land. So you've got your Marvel superhero section, then you've got all of your fun fairy type stuff, so anything involved in that goes across 2 tables, which is going to be an issue with this. But I have got the smaller table, which was brand new, which didn't get wet, which is fantastic, and that can live underneath this table, and then I can just pull that out to the shorts and the lives. It just means I'll be a little bit lower, so I'm short enough as it is. So that is that done, which will be done in this upload. I'm just not going to go out in that rain, but we will check on how bad the leak is and how bad the damage is at the end of this episode, because I've not gone in there for the last week, so I don't want to. Basically, I do not want to now. Yeah, I need to achieve something. I've not done anything in this upload, so let's get this to the back, because this, I think, needs to go over to the back. But I think what I might be able to do is how this is that because this thing is so massive, if this got pushed over, I think we might be able to lose a little bit of height on the wing underneath, which would be great. Then I've got to crawl back underneath the tables again, and then towel off a load of different bits and pieces, which is never fun because that's basically where the cats sleep, you see. Yeah, this is possibly the most random start to a disaster video ever, and we're probably quite a long way in as well. So we are a few days after that disastrous live. What an absolute waste of time that was, and the wind is still really, really bad. But I know I've already shown you the bits and pieces on the tower, but I've actually downloaded the live. So what I'm going to do now is add in the footage of me moving all of this because, well, it was messy. And then what I'll do is I'll get this thing placed with you and swap it over with the cantina, and then we will be going on a road trip, but not in this upload, because I think now this upload is going to be quite long with how long it takes me to move all of this, which does then mean it gives you the opportunity to get involved with regards to the bits and pieces that we can add in on this section, because we do need to get these in, and like we've already gone over, the minifigures on these things are fantastic, and there's lots of other little bits and pieces that I want to get on with and crack on with. But if I can just swap that thing over with that, get that to the back, bring that one to the front. There's 1 or 2 bits and pieces that I still need to move, but at least the roller coaster is in the correct place. So what you're going to do now is you're going to jump to the live footage of me making a meal of putting that in the right place, that in the right place, and then we'll catch back up with myself today. Hello and welcome. Right, we are going to risk alive. We have a storm literally overhead, and the wind and the rain is horrendous. So I have no idea what the picture quality is like on this. I don't know what it's going to be like for echoes and all that kind of thing. So as people start jumping in on the chat, please let me know. But hopefully you're all good. Hopefully you're all safe and sound. We've got this now until like 1 o'clock in the morning, so we're going to get more floods, especially down this way again. But it is what it is. So on the focus of today, we have the Lego Cam in situ, which I do believe is a bit blurry, potentially live, but then when you watch it back, it should be okay. Fingers crossed. I also need to know if you guys and girls think I should get a set in the double VIP points. I haven't got a poll running yet, but there will be a poll going, and hopefully there's no echo, because I think we figured it out last time, so it should be okay. Now, we are looking at the Avengers Tower, but I want to move some bits and pieces around. Now, there is also, as long as the weather holds out and the video will upload correctly, we have got a special upload this evening, which is the worst 2 valued Lego sets in the history of Lego. This is one of them, and this is the other ones. They are both built. The video has been done, and they need to get placed at some point in this upload. So ideally, we can get 45 minutes, and we'll be absolutely laughing. If I can get more than that, what I want to try and do is actually move the roller coaster, and I want to move the UCS gunship. So that is that'd be an interesting one. Yeah, the lower resolution, nothing I can do about that. So it should come through. It should start to pick up. I've got a signal strength bar at the top, so it's not ideal just because of everything that's going on. So yeah, I can't really do too much about it, but hopefully it will start to sort itself out. That is that. I do actually want to achieve something today, because this is going to be, instead of doing the disaster series video, but this is turning into its own disaster at the same time. So I might just end up turning it off sooner rather than later, to be honest. So we'll play it by ear. So I need to move that, I think. Let's do that. Let's just do a big thing in case it kicks off. In case we get knocked out the internet early, let's do something that's guaranteed to break. That'd be a really, really good way to start this video. Let's move the big sets and let's see them go smash, shall we? Because that's what you guys and girls enjoy. So let's get that done. So we are going to do... That is where the roller coaster needs to go, and that needs to spin around and go the other way. Now, best thing is that I haven't got any table space to put the stuff, because the empty table you're on... Oh yeah, it's a long disaster one, dude. It's emotional, put it that way. It is a long one. Right, okay, we are game and on with this. Now, do I keep the cantina behind it, or do I put it in front of it? The Razor Crest needs to be dangling off the ceiling somewhere, so that's not going on. I'm going to have to put all of this on the floor, stand on it all, break it all, and then pick it back up to put it back on the table. It just will not work. Oh, we've got a golden Lloyd. Fantastic. That's exciting. Some more minifigures that we can do some bits and pieces with. That's all nice and exciting. Oh, I wonder if I can just do that. I wonder if I can just be... Can you see? You can see what I'm doing, can't you? Yeah, I just wonder if I can be stupid. Because we like being stupid. Get that. Move the one. So this thing's a big thing as well. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get that down there. Because I've just been doing unboxing videos as well. So how easy do you reckon I can pick this up? I've slid it about, but I've not really tried to pick it up, to be honest. Okay. I have no plan for this. I am just going to do it and hope. Because it needs to be done, and I don't know what to do with it. Is the door going to fall off? What is going to fall off? I actually don't know how to pick that up. I can't reach it. Right. I wish I did not waste my whole Christmas tidying up somewhere that had a leaking roof. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but not impressed. I actually can't pick this up. I can't scoop it up from underneath. I don't know how to get this. So this is something I've never done with this, because the base is flush to the floor. There's got to be an easy way of doing it. Right, that's one thing off already. I've just lost a ball, and I've just... Oh no, it sits on the stand, doesn't it? I'm being stupid. It sits on the stand. So this is how big this thing is, by the way. So this thing is absolutely massive. And it is, give it its due, it is sturdy enough. Now I either hold this, I don't know how to put it. I actually don't know where to put it. I'm now stuck with this in my hand. Can I do a repair? Why is it in the sky? No, I don't think I can. Do I risk putting it on that box? Probably not a good idea. But we shall see. And we are down. Look at that. It's there. I did a thing and it's not broken yet. Coaster is next to move though, so that's not going to go well. Coaster is going to break. Now this also needs to be built at some point. So worst case, I can actually just start building. I can just start building this if we actually run out. But what I want to move next is that thing over there. Oh, that's the stand. So that needs to stay close. That's not good. That's a light. The signal's now flashing at me. Yeah, I wouldn't say safe and sound. We're about 25% of the way there. Now, actually, carousel. Carousel needs to go in first. So this carousel in this corner, that needs to go over in that corner. How am I going to do that without killing myself? I might do that in my own time. I can't physically get that. I can't climb because I can't climb up on the table because the laptop's in the way. There's no way I can do that. I can just leave space, I think, because I'll be able to slide the big roller coaster over and then put it into the corner. It'll be harder in the long term, but never mind. Right. So all of these sets, when they're in, are okay. But all of these sets were supposed to go down in the unboxing area for display. I wonder if I can just cheat and push it. Do we like a cheat? Am I allowed to cheat? Let's see. I'll get you there. You can kind of see what's going on, can't you? Right. So if I can, because that's obviously broken. That is not broken. Wow, the throne room is not broken. That's fantastic. The definitely doesn't want to be in here anymore. That needs to go away. Wow, I'm actually moving things. This is unheard of. And that's moved. I am 1,000,000% going to be standing on something. Definitely going to be standing on something. Right, I think this could just push down. Once this is moved and the other thing's back in, we'll go to the marble display. I'm only doing this first in case the weather gets kicked off and it gives you some sort of entertainment. Otherwise, I would have done this later on. I actually thought about it while we're doing it, but because the plan is that where you are currently is where the loop coaster is going to go, and then I want to link this up with the loop coaster. And I think that'll look quite nice having the loop coaster in front. And then that way it frees up 2 tables for the Star Wars. And when that UCS set goes back in, it's actually be facing the correct way, which would be perfect. Now, what I've got to be careful of is smashing everything on the roof. Ah, that's the tree. Oh, that's in an awkward place. That's the tree gone. And that has been rescued. Okay, not bad. Now, the more I look at these minifigures, like these sets, I realise actually how many random minifigures are dotted on them. We've got Gamora up there. I had no idea she was there. And we've got some UCS stuff there as well. So, right, as it stands right now, nothing's smashed. And I think that is probably the better place for it to go. So that is what that looks like. What do we think? That work? So if that goes there, where that thing is will be the new modular. I've then got this table will be something now, and I'm not 100% sure what to put that as, because I can have it to Star Wars, which will be absolutely fine, but I don't know with regards to which way the UCS sets faces. That's the only thing. If I put you there, what can we use with what? So we have got ice cream, we've got popcorn, we've got test of strength, and we've got the rubber ducks. So they're all to do with that. So that can go at the front just there. We've got the balloon, and then we've got a rocket. So I'm just putting all the theme park stuff together. I need to know what to do with the little Easter egg for this G.I. Joe tank as well. We've got a little Easter egg for that somewhere. I'm not too sure. Maybe put that with the Batman stuff. I don't know. I'll go hide that somewhere. This I was thinking of using in the Marvel display and have it all set on fire. That might work. That might work all right. We've got this little small carousel, Ferris wheel, which can go somewhere. Yeah, let's tidy this up a bit. So you have got a plane, a walker. They are there, you can see them, that's right. The Indiana Jones plane, we've got the ATT walker, we've got that car, which needs to go with the modulars. That's what went smash, which was the throne room, which was absolutely fine until I just started to move these bits and pieces. So that is knackered. So that's the knackered stuff. That's there. That broke whatever I've just hit. That's Star Wars. That can go. Just get thrown there. 66 car. That needs to go with the Batman stuff. Okay, Rick, how are we? Yeah, all good. All good. All good. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is that's going to take me ages to sort out that messy pile. I'll do that in the disaster upload. Let me get that UCS set the right way, and then we'll carry on with the Marvel stuff. I think that'd be the best way to, because this here only sits on that pin for the stand, so it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest. But at least now I will be able to have the stand with the minifigures facing me, because it was facing the wrong way. So that's why I wanted to change it. That's why I wanted to change it over. Yeah, so if I just slot that in front of the Lego camera, like so, you're then going to get hit in a second by the cantina. So the cantina can go back in, ready to be pulled back out on the disaster series. So all of this update now you'll see next week, because I'm in the process of putting disaster episodes together. I thought I'd try and do it live rather than do it that, and not ideal. But this is the important bit. I'm hoping the canteen will fit underneath the wing. Otherwise, I am screwed. Yes, that is the sound of broken pieces. Ooh, what do we think? What do we think? Is that going to sit on that stand just there? Yeah, the tank. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Have the out-time truck on the display. Yeah. Do I get the Juggernaut as well, or do I just have the actual this thing on flames? This thing's quite big, so I've got two of these actually with the Juggernauts. So either can be done, but that'd be good having it as a big sort of battle thing. But yeah, get your ideas into the Marvel display, because that will be that will be happening in a second. This thing is so big. Right, so I have one square, I don't even know one. I have a square hole where my finger's going in. Oh, where are you? There. So my little finger, or that finger, I've got to get that hole in this whole thing. That's it. That's all that holds this up. Be good, be good, be good, be good. Come on, come on. Oh, I don't know what I was worrying about. There you go. It's not touching anything. So that is how that got to be as bad as what it looks. So hopefully that all works. So I've yet to put it all together. So fingers crossed that was okay. It's more than likely it was a little bit blurry, but again, it is what it is. So what we will do on the next upload is either just going to be solely a road trip, or we are going to try and get some of these Marvel ones placed. Like I said, I want this one done, I want that one done. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do these different bits and pieces. We did make a good effort with this. I think that does look really, really smart. And then we were going to come down and carry on with the different bits and pieces on there. And then obviously it just cut off, which is a bit of a nightmare. Now, I know I need to get that carousel moved. I know I've mentioned that. So it's either, thinking about it, I either get the carousel in place, bring the roller coaster over ever so slightly, because that's only going to have to come over a smidgen, or leave it where it is and move that. Or we do the Star Wars as a completely separate upload. I can't even make a disaster video properly. How bad is this getting? So I'm even failing on making a disaster series because everything is just a disaster that is going on. But thinking about it, kind of makes sense if I move the carousel. If I move the carousel over, if I bring that over into the corner, I can pull this over and leave that is in place. And then all the Star Wars stuff is on, well, it's just horrendous. At least those two bits, then these two tables can just become Star Wars tables over the next upload, or in situ with us going on a road trip. Because once we've gone on a road trip, we're going to have to place those new sets as well. And it's hopefully going to be a nice, simple trip to collect a load of minifigures. You know how well that is going to go, but that will be in a couple of days from me actually filming this. So let's get this moved. Come on, let's be productive and all that kind of good positivity. So I need to get this thing moved first. So these minifigures need to go over here. This needs to move. This is where it's all going to go smashing and clanging and banging. So that needs to come out and back down just for the time being. Now you can't see anything. Pop that back on. So this set, if you didn't realise, is actually from the Lego Batman movie, and I do want to start collecting all of the other Lego Batman sets. I might have already mentioned that in this upload. Like I said, it's been a long couple of days already. But this is, even though that bit's fallen off, is actually a theme park ride. So you can see it's got ha, 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 and ha on the back, and that's the different levels that you can take this roller coaster track round, and that just clicks in onto the back, and then you've got the whole of House of Mirrors and everything like that. So this is a beautiful looking set. It's super colourful, but you can see it doesn't take up too much depth, but it is a long thing. So I need to get this onto onto that table. Then I need to move that into the gap, or pull this over and then just try and lean over and put it in. Which way do we do this? We move the roller coaster over into the correct place. I just don't know how well this thing is going to fit. That is going to be the only problem, because I want to put it tucked off the loop roller coaster. So it's not going to be that simple, I don't think. Maybe we'll just get this to the end, and then I can turn the camera off, have a think about it, and then I can move you just in one hit, rather than devouring absolutely everything. So the Ghostbuster car, beautiful looking Ecto 1. But that was spacing it out. There's another cool Batman minifigure. Nice Harley Quinn. She does look very good, actually, that Harley Quinn. There's the Penguin. He looks great as well. He comes with his little duck, which is stuck to this Joker manor somewhere. That's another nice looking figure. Then you've got the Flash. Again, that looks nice. Right, delay tactics over and done with. We are about to drag and pull this, and I think half of this is in pieces anyway, because it keeps falling apart every time we move it. And we've moved this thing so many times now, it's getting unnecessarily painful. So the whole bottom isn't connected very well, so all of these green pieces aren't connected fantastically well. So as you can see, that bit isn't even attached. This does need, to be honest, a full strip down and rebuild. It is fully complete, but at the same time, it's not the easiest thing to move, and it has got an awkward bit that sticks out on this side, and that signpost isn't the easiest either. So see what we can do with this, because it was all in, don't forget, we put it all in place, and this one just didn't work. That can just be thrown down there for now. That can be repaired in a different time. We'll just get this over so you can see what's happening. The whole base just falls apart. So this should all be connected through, and it undoes itself, this one, but it's not really, let's be honest, it's not designed to be moved, let alone be moved every couple of weeks, which we don't like where we keep putting it. And you are supposed to pick it up from the base and all that kind of nonsense, but it is what it is. So let's get this to the edge of this table. Right, so that is there. So that gives us, well, it's massive. That's the problem. The back of this is huge. So this will need to be brought over ever so slightly. Like I said, the loop coaster is going to go beside it. So we're going to have a wall of roller coasters. And then we have got this thing that is under construction. So that is purposely not actually finished. I don't think anybody's ever spotted that. Because I do want the cranes and everything around it and have the construction team about it, because I think that would look nice. And then we can start adding in all of the trucks, the ice cream wagons. And no, I don't have the pizza bit, but I do have all of these that I've put in front of that. Now this potentially is going to be the most difficult thing to put in that corner, just because it is such a big reach, and this thing's now in the way for me to reach over in that corner. Let's see what I can do. So the easiest thing, I think, is to move everything, which sucks. So you've seen it on the live that never got shown, and now you're seeing it live in person. So this is only on by that one bit, but hopefully that's the whole stand coming with it. And I am going to put it on the smallest chair you can possibly imagine. So if that will actually stand on that stand, that is ridiculous. So that is now over there. That will, if I knock that, that will I might cry actually if I knock that. So the N1 needs to move. We're making a pile of Star Wars stuff to sort out. Let's just do that. So that's something. Star Wars. That's Star Wars. It's going to be at least a table and a half with the stuff that I've got already, I think. That space that has been created just there might be big enough just for it to be dumped. And then I've got some bits and pieces I need to do on this table, and then I can drag that thing over. Now, question is, do I be clever and move this, or do I take the risk and pick this up like a big pizza and then just place it? We like to live dangerously, don't we? So which is going to be the best angle for destruction? Probably that, I think. So if it's going to break, it's going to break as it comes off the table. That's one piece gone. I think that's a hair piece. I don't know whose blonde hair has just fallen off, but somebody is now hairless. That's two pieces. There we go. See, literally just falls apart. That is one big expensive piece. I've now been stupid. I've now got no hands because I'm now holding you as this comes over. But I think it will work over there. So let's give you a bird's eye view of it being dropped. You can go there. That can go there. See, if I moved the old fishing store, I won't be doing what I'm about to do now. Oh, don't break, don't break. Ah, there we go. Splendid. So what I will do is, do I leave it there and have that on half and half and close that gap up. Because I think, let's try it actually. I think I might be able to get the coaster back. If I get the coaster back like so. Right, that's touching the wall. That's touching the green thing. There's a finger's width of the table and the car can still go around. So if I was to motorise that, that would work. Now we have got a little bit of a gap around the back, so it does need to be pushed ever so slightly over. And then that leaves the question of what we do with this. Quite like the look of that. I like how that yellow is in front of the red. I don't know why. I'll change my mind soon enough, but that might actually work. But I suppose the next thing is, does the loop coaster come off this way, or do we have a wall of coasters? Or do we go coaster, carousel, loop coaster? Or do we bring... Because the problem is with because this, I don't know if you've never seen this before, this thing is so tall. You can see it's hitting the ceiling. So you've got a Masters Series Cantina, then the next tier up you've got this thing, and then the next tier up you then got the coasters. So it has to either go here or across the back. It can't be in front of the display. Now the loop coaster takes up less length and you can see through it. That's why I quite like the thought of actually looking through the loop onto the Marvel display, and it's obviously it's very tall, and so it gives us some sort of height just there in the middle. So I think that would work quite well. Now obviously there's very easy potential is this just gets brought forward past this point, probably to where this thing is, and that thing tucks behind it. But then if you did that, you're not going to see it at all. Whereas if we put all the bits and pieces back on at the bottom, then we've got that little path. You can see kind of the angles that we're doing on that bit. And then if, obviously I'm just literally throwing these in, if this was like that, for example, and then this little swing was like that, for example, and then before you know it, you're starting to create some sort of land. Now bearing in mind obviously none of this shouldn't be here anyway, but none of that will be there. And then we've got Star Wars stuff. How I've not walked into that thing yet, I don't know. And then obviously we've got the Jurassic Park, and then we've got the Monkey Kid waterfall, and then it wraps round. Now there is going to be a video coming up sooner rather than later. I don't know if it's already gone live, depending on when this goes live, of what do I do with the Monkey Kid sets. Now the plan of that video is to go over all the different Monkey Kid sets, which look fantastic with the Ninjago, and do I wrap it round as an L shape and have all of it in there? Because that then comes in off the Harry Potter corner. All of it can be brought over ever so slightly if I wanted to expand that with other little bits and pieces. But you can see just how much space is here. So this thing obviously only takes up yay width. We've got to figure out what we need to do. That's the... See, it's like a never end. Oh, there it is. About to say, oh. Today is just disaster after disaster. There. So this is an amazing looking A-frame. I just think that A-frame needs to go over there. I've not even thought about that, you know. I've not even thought about putting that A-frame over there. Potential. There's potential because I can't figure out where it's going to go. This is one of those episodes that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I mean, that's just my life, to be honest. It's just a whirlwind at the moment. But again, it is what it is. Now, I think I want to move the Ghostbuster Firehouse as well. Obviously, why not? Let's move everything. But I just don't know where to feed it off from. because if this Joker Manor span round and it went lengthways, do we have more of a DC section around here? Now obviously the Razor Crest is going to be dangling from the ceiling and all that kind of thing, but this is just all main display and it's going to have the footpath going across, so that will look very, very smart. And I think obviously from camera and when I've done some unboxing videos, seeing that side on does look really nice as well, and you can obviously see the Daily Bugle. But the Ghostbuster Firehouse is just lost, and I don't know if it's lost because of, obviously we've got the massive box there, and when this box and everything, once this is prepared, or sorry, finished, that box gets flat packed and I can actually do an unboxing video of this, which would be brilliant. I can then go through all the minifigures, blah, 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 blah. Now that is a base plate and a half. The new modular is a base plate and a half. What would look better? The Ghostbuster Firehouse by the garage behind the Avengers Tower, and then we have more modular stuff because we want to use this as a Wonder Woman Easter egg, so we can have more DC type stuff there, which then potentially, I'm saying this, I'm doing this off, I'm just making this up literally as we go, as you can tell. Now, there's supposed to be a set of traffic lights on that. Got them. There. That's it. So this is fully complete. Now that instantly has a road underneath it, which it never has been able to have, because if in case you didn't realise, it's supposed to have, well, there. This is what it's supposed to look like. And then you have another road, you have a road to nowhere. It just goes down underneath, you can have some cars underneath it. Ecto 1 can be parked outside the front door or beside it. Oh, I don't know. It just means then from that corner to basically here, it doesn't need to be touched and it's completed. Do we finish it off that way? I mean, it's been the most random upload I could possibly think of. And at least if I did that, if you didn't like it, it's easy enough to move. And then I can make the decision on what I'm going to do with this theme park area and how I'm going to do it, because this will be uploaded before I even get chance to come back up here. Because I'm doing the disaster series every Saturday if I can. And like I said, I'm just filming this throughout the week. But if I'm going to be driving off and getting some more sets, that's going to be an upload, so I won't be able to do that. Oh, what a shame. It just means I don't tidy up all the mess now. Oh, never mind. It doesn't really annoy me. It just looks awful on camera, that's the only thing. Right, let's do that. Let's move everybody's favourite Guardians of the Galaxy ship. This thing just here. Everybody loves that. People think it's one of people's favourite sets, to be honest. I can start using this table. Maybe, actually. What I'll do, I've got an idea. He says, another one. I'll tidy all this up off camera, and I can just start putting the sets on the table, then put them where they need to go. I still forgot that's there. That can't stay there. And I'll just put that where it's supposed to go. And I've got pumpkins coming up the loft ladders, which means she's going to knock that off. She's not that silly. I know what I'll do. I'll put that there, so it's safe. Safe. Right. Okay. Road to nowhere. Will it work? We've got the path, double path, back door alleyway. That back door will then actually link on to a footpath here. I hope I've measured this correctly. Right, can it? Will it? Should it? We've got the Punisher car there, which looks great. I think that can just stay there. I think that looks very, very good there. Great. The only thing is, if I do that, you're not going to see the corner garage. I don't think, unless I can stagger it. I'm waffling. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done now. Come on. So we have got all of these figures attached to it for a multiple videos I was doing. That's one variation of one of multiple variations of Thor that I've got. This thing honestly is absolutely incredible. What a beautiful set this is. All opens up. I'm not going to do that now, but this does all open up and it does look very, 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 very special. All I want to do is ponk the roof back on. So that's all clipped on, safe and sound. It's a Groot Star-Lord. Oh, I've got another one of those up here. That's another army builder that I can put in the Avengers display. Got all the ghosts that we can wrap around. We've got him. Got our custom Kingpin and his blade. The blade can come down. Don't even know what I just knocked off, but blade can go there with his other sword. Right. Got a lamppost from someone. I have no idea why. Place your bets. Is it going to look nice in that corner or not? Can I even get? Oh, we might have some options here. Right, you are angled. And I'm going to have to reach over a table, over the loop coaster now, by the way, as well. It is coming. Right, we're off the table. That's the easy bit. The difficult bit is what you're about to see. So I've got to squeeze it round the Avengers Tower. Oh dear. And then, what was that? Oh, it's the tree. The tree from the roller coaster. So remember that thing that I just put on? Yeah, it wasn't a great idea because I'm now hitting the roller coaster, am I? So that's I'm holding it. It's balancing by 2 fingers as well, by the way. So it's not going well. Come on. Oh, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Right, we have got room. We're going to go for a climb. This space over here now is silly. Silly. Right, I just moved something and you weren't even looking. You couldn't even see me, could you? Right, so that is in. Now, if you have got the Ghostbuster Firehouse, which is massive, let's just take a moment to see it in comparison with these 2 things here, because this thing is not the smallest. Now, I want to make sure I can see the front. Now, I think, obviously, the other thing that we could potentially do is spin it. Now, it will, I think, fit exactly to the studs. Yes, so lengthwise, it will go in that gap as well. But now you cannot see what is behind it. So that is the only problem with me doing that. You can't see it. But having a big building by a bigger building, so that was all the way to the back. Whatever goes behind that is now just going to be lost forever. And obviously our point was having the road there, so it gives you, it's nice and photogenic. You can see the corner garage from there, you can see the car, and it does look nice enough. But I think it needs to be the other way. Now, obviously, I think what I can potentially do is this row plate could move if I wanted it to, or if it needed to. Oh dear, this is not. Oh, come on. Like I said, I got it's fully complete, got every single minifigure and the extra car as well. Went out and sourced both sets. Now that is not a bad option. Statue of Liberty by something from New York. Has got the sign that says one way into the calf. Little path around the back, so we can still see everything. Or does that look silly there? Because it's technically part of New York, Battle of New York. I'm sure it's set in New York, isn't it? I could be absolutely miles off. Everything disastrous seems to happen in New York in all the films. I'm sure that's where that's from. Obviously, what can be done, this Ghostbuster Firehouse will fit underneath the shelf. So what we could potentially do is just have the Ghostbuster Firehouse where that yellow row plate is. That corner unit could just move to this corner and we could just flip them the other way around. But if we think that gives it more of a city feel with that there, because it is more of a city building, and then the Natural History Museum, is that going to be part of the battle, or are we going to add on more display space with the Ghostbuster Firehouse, which I think we are. We're going to be doing like a battle walk around section, because it just means now we can have people coming out that back door, we can have people coming out the front of this, it'll wrap around, we can stud it all around this side, and it'll go from there. And then that does have a huge amount of space, which, if you are wondering how many base plates it is, we are, I think this table is, it's 3 and a bit base plates deep, and that is 1.5, say 2.5, give or take. Yeah, 2.5 wide. So it's a good 3, 6, and well, yeah, it's a lot of studs. It's a lot of studs on that table, and obviously the Joker Manor will go straight back in there. But we will get the Joker Manor back. First, what I'll do is I'm going to put this thing back. Pumpkin's got that ball. She's going to bed again, so she does like that. Keep it nice and warm. I've been talking about this Ghostbuster Firehouse, I think, for 20 minutes. That is terrifying. But while we're on the topic of the Ghostbuster Firehouse, Ecto 1 for the first time can actually come in to the disastrous bit of the Battle of New York. Now, I know actually what somebody's going to be saying. I bet they might have already typed it in the comments. Marshmallow Man. Can we have a massive Marshmallow Man on top of that Ghostbuster Firehouse being attacked by the Ghostbusters while the battle is going on for the Marvel battle? But it's a theme park, isn't it? Now, also, the main reason why that works anywhere in this display is it is a laser shooter in Dubai. So you literally walk in the building, bottom of the Ghostbusters Firehouse. If you don't believe me, hunt down the Dubai playlist. There's Legoland Dubai playlist across with all the other playlists around the world. And then in that, at Motion Gate Dubai has the Ghostbuster Firehouse theme park ride, and it's there. And it's just random where it's located, and it is actually wrapped around a little bit of water. I think that works. I think that works quite nice, actually. I think that might be the better place to put it. And then this thing here, the Natural History Museum, potentially could just come off. We could pull this one out a little bit and then have that on the inside of that corner unit, so it just gets extended. Yeah, options are options. Now I will get this thing up over on here, and then we'll start to wrap it up. It is not ideal, but it is in and went in hassle-free, but it definitely won't come back out hassle-free. So that is just going to live there now for the next couple of days, and that is the disaster of the next episode, I think. So it's either going to be this section or this section, or removing that if you guys and girls aren't happy with it. We achieved absolutely nothing in this one. I think it's because the live threw us off. It meant that we couldn't do some bits and pieces and yada yada yada. So it is what it is. But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. fantastic. Let us know what you think with regards to what should be added, and obviously where this Natural History Museum could be placed, or what you think it would look better with. Don't forget it can go up at the top, so we can take some of those units out, and we could potentially just have the assembly square next door to that unit. Yes, that should have been messed around with in the live and didn't even get touched, so that can happen on the next one. We could always bring the police station down and start to create like a Gotham corner, so that could be pulled off. And if that gets pulled off, then we only need to pull out half of another modular, so that's one of those 4, which is either the bookshop, the pet shop, or one of the 2 townhouses, and then that will actually fit up at the top, which is up here. So that could be a scenario where it actually doesn't go in, we just have Wonder Woman stood at the top, and it overlooks the rest of the city. So that is something that we can consider. Or we just have it in plain sight and it goes where the jazz club is, and we've got the pool hall. That pool hall is where the Punisher and Daredevil is more than likely going to be hanging out or battling or doing something. Obviously, because that's why his car is in that bit. So we've got lots and lots of stories to tell. But today's story and episode went absolutely nowhere. But let me know when you should think I should pull the trigger on the Loop roller coaster. Let me know what you think of the Monkey Kid sets going there. Let me know where you think also I should put this, because with me moving all of that stuff, that now does give the opportunity of this just going here. I think it will fit with the roof height, so it could just go side on. It's wide, but it's not very deep, and it could just basically take up that bit of space, and then that leads us into the completely wrong section, which is DC, or it goes by in front of the Jurassic Park gates, or it goes somewhere. It'll go somewhere. Don't really want it here. I don't want it in on this table facing forward, because I don't want it to eat into that much space. I still want to be able to see everything, and I think the Loop coaster eventually will be the best thing to put there. But that's the last opportunity to have a look at that Ghostbuster Firehouse. I have waffled on far too much and achieved absolutely nothing, but at least now it gives me a really good understanding of where I can go from now and what will be the next plan of attack with one of 3 different things. That third option is waiting for a message back to go and pick up some of these rather special minifigures, all going well. So that'll be a whole completely different scenario. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.